Okay, guys, welcome to chapter one. Chapter one is about why you should save money, right? Now, I know you guys will be thinking, dude, you just sound like my dad. Bro, why are you telling me to save money? I have my entire life to save money, bro. Like, my dad keeps telling me you should save money, you should invest money. Why are you telling me to do this? Now, I know I sound like your dad. My dad sounds exactly like your dad. In fact, my dad would say, oh, when I was your age, I had 5 lakh rupees in my bank account and look at you. So I get it. But you know what? There is some logic to what they're saying. And I'm going to explain that logic in a very simple way. Let's take the case of like two friends, right? Rohit and Raj. Now, Rohit and Raj both graduate from engineering and they both, start earning a salary. At the age of 23, they're both making about 30,000 rupees a month. Now, Rohit decides that he has enough time left to save. He doesn't want to save right now. It's the first time that he's making some real money. He wants to spend, chill out, relax, not save that money. He wants to spend all of that money on himself. Raj, on the other hand, realizes that he needs to save and invest money so he can use that money to probably travel or probably take a big course or maybe invest in himself in a way that could advance him in his careers or that could advance him in further in life in a different way. So what happens? In the first year, both Raj and Rohit decide not to save any money. Both decide to chill their life and both decide to enjoy every bit of their earnings that they had. But after the first year, Raj becomes a little prudent. Let's assume that Raj invests about 5,000 rupees every month of his savings. Now that's not much, right? It's just 5,000 rupees of 30,000 rupees. It's about 15%, close to 15%. Right? So Raj invests about 5,000 rupees every month and invests that money. Rohit, on the other hand, decides not to invest any money or not to save any money. He decides to chill and relax. Raj decides to do this month on month, year on year for just 10 years. So between the age of 24 to 34, Raj makes sure he's invested 5,000 rupees every single month and invested that money. Now remember, as they grow older, their salaries increase even more. So to save 5,000 rupees becomes even more easier. In fact, by the time they're 28, 29, both Raj and Rohit may be earning about close to 80,000 rupees to a lakh, right? So saving 5,000 rupees is not much. But Raj decides that he's going to save just 5,000 rupees month on month without any interruption and going to go and keep on investing that for the long term. So at the age of 34, let's see what's happened. Raj has invested and saved a total of rupees 6 lakhs. Rohit, on the other hand, decided not to save or invest any money. At the age of 34, that 6 lakhs has become 13.8 lakhs. Raj now decides that he doesn't need that money, but rather lets it stay invested. At the age of 60, that 13.7 lakhs becomes close to 5 crore rupees. Rohit, on the other hand, has nothing in hand because he decided not to save or invest any money. Well, this is the one simple reason why I need you guys to save and invest money, because of one simple word, and that word is compounding. What is compounding? Now, in order to explain compounding, right, let me just take a simple example. Let's just take an example that you take a ball, right, on top of a mountain and you roll it down a mountain full of snow. As that ball is rolling, it gathers more snow and more snow. By the time the ball rolls down the mountain, it's become this massive, massive, massive ball of snow. That is compounding, right? Compounding is basically when you stay invested for the long term, that investment compounds and basically grows further and further and further to an extent where it becomes a huge, huge amount compared to your initial investment. Now, in order to explain this in a simple way, let's say you have 10,000 rupees. Now, you invest that 10,000 rupees somewhere, which gives you about a 5% interest. So, 10,000 rupees in the first year with 5% interest, the interest is 500 rupees, becomes 10,500 rupees. In the second year, you get 5% interest, not on 10,000 rupees, on 10,500 rupees. So the interest on 10,500 rupees is 525 rupees, right? So the total amount now is 10,500 plus 525, which is 11,025 rupees. Now imagine doing this year in and year out, and imagine what a big amount this can become after about 5 years or 10 years or 20 years. In order to break this down simply, I would recommend you see these calculators. Now, these are simple SIP calculators. Basically, in these SIP calculators, all you have to do is input the amount, right? Now, let's say if you input, say, 5,000 rupees. Now, you're going to input 5,000 rupees. You're going to start investing at the age of 25. And let's say you're going to invest this for a long term. So, let's say, the interest on that is 15% compounded annually. Now, let's say we're going to stay invested for 30 years. So 5,000, you're going to invest every month for 30 years and you're going to get a 15% compounded annually interest. You know what's the amount going to be at the end of 30 years? This. Yes, that is how big a simple amount of 5,000 rupees invested every year, month on month, can become. You also have to remember that compounding depends on two core things. One of which is time. The sooner you start, the more time you have to compound, right? And the later you start, you have lesser time to compound. Compounding is, well, it's like a one-day cricket match, right? In the first 30, 40 overs, you're playing it chill, but in the last 15 overs, you really start hitting it out of the park. Same thing happens with compounding. In the first 10 to 15 years, you may not see your money grow at an exponential rate, but after that, you'll see your money grow at a very, very massive rate. Also, if you don't start early, you cannot benefit from the value of compounding that it gives you because of time. Like, for example, let's take the condition of Raj again. Raj started investing at the age of 24. He started investing 5,000 rupees month on month, year on year. Now, let's assume Raj starts 10 years later. That means Raj invests 5,000 rupees month on month, year on year, from the age of 34. Now, let's assume Raj does not start investing from the age of 34 also. Let's assume Raj starts investing from the age of 44. Now, as you can see here, if he starts at the age of 24, this is the amount. If he starts at the age of 34, then this is the amount. And you'll be surprised. If he starts at the age of 44, then he gets only this. As you can see, if you would have started at 24, this, and if you would have started at 34, this, and you would have started at 44, this. So the cost of not starting early at the age of 34 is this, and at the age of 44 is this. Every single month and every single year that you delay in investing your money, you're losing out on the power of compounding. So, in conclusion, well, this is the reason why you should save and invest money in order to harness the power of compounding. If you understood the value of saving and investing money, in the next chapter, I'm going to talk to you guys about, while now you understand saving is important, it's also important to invest that money. And I'm going to tell you guys why it's important to invest that money in the next chapter.